is. All right, welcome to the pregame show. The Mads. My mic's not.
Jeez.
Oh my God.
Check your equipment, boy.
There we go. Welcome to the Mad Skills Electric pregame show for Fish Talk Live. This is where we're going to BS a little bit and kind of hang out and let everybody get logged on. We've got some amazing guests this evening. I'm so excited. So excited for tonight. I'm going to go ahead and say my favorite show of the year.
Should be, absolutely.
Mine too, because it's the last one for a little while.
That's it. That's right. Scallop season. What's that? I don't know. We'll talk about that later. I don't think we need to take a break. It's only every other week.
Scallop season. Holy smokes.
Scallop season 2026.
So we're going to get into a scallop report here in a little bit. But again, let us know if you are live and out there. Captain Gene's also got a Fish Talk seminar tonight at his brand new location at the Monkey Bar in Homosassa.
Hopefully it's a great turnout for him.
It's perfect. I mean, you can't ask for a better location.
No, absolutely
on the water.
Weather finally cleared up a bit, quit raining, so that should definitely help. Cool.
Who's Dallas Kings is
Dallas King tonight.
So
King himself.
Check him out. That's the last Tuesday of the month. Unfortunately, it's just how it aligned as our show. Same night as theirs on this Tuesday, but it's only like 3 months out of the year that happens.
Timing.
That's it. All right. Again, this is the Mad Skills Electric pregame show. Now, also, speaking of Mad Skills, we've talked about them quite a bit. Their services, you know, the marina's up and running because of them with electrical services.
Sadly haven't been fishing in a while.
Well, Tommy doesn't know how to fish.
Well, I mean, they haven't been boating in a while.
Yeah. Tammy runs the show, you know that. But you know, they're huge. As we talk about this all the time, all of our sponsors, everybody that contributes to
everybody's played a huge role in our whole scenario here.
But they're all community leaders. Tommy and Tammy, they're doing something big for 352 Legends, our football league. We're real excited for it. We're going to be announcing that soon. So check that out. If you don't follow 352 Legends, you should for all your youth sporting events. But
there's a lot going on in the 352.
Tackle, man.
A whole lot going on.
Tackle football, the first ever Citrus County All-Tackle League. 1 month and 2 days away.
Yeah. You thought scallop season was going to be busy?
All right. So, John, who do we got logged in so far?
Hopefully y'all did some fishing this past 2 weeks. I want to see some fish.
I saw some good photos.
Nice. I haven't done any sneak peeking yet. I've seen a lot of nice fish out there.
One of our special guests sent in three good photos. All stud fish.
We've got John Delmain, Charlie Harris, Miss Doreen.
Hi, Mom.
Mike Dunning is up online now, too.
Deal.
The Dunnings.
So we got all the VIPs already logged in. All right, guys. So again, this is the Mad Skills Electric pregame show. We're going to get started with the show right now. Big show tonight. Stay tuned. My name is Captain Gary Bartell Jr. from Fish Talk Live in Ozello Keys Marina. Having the right tools on your boat while you're guiding is very important, and Bubba has made that very easy. They have a new captain's program. It's real easy to do. If you go to bubba.com, go to partner with us, fill out the form, which gives you 50% off on anything on the website. So go to the description below, click on the link, and get signed up. All right. Welcome to
Fish Talk Live.
Presented by Wheeler Construction, Seakeeper, RideeAyinde.
Powerful motions.
I tell you, man. And everything is ready to go for scallop season, Billy. We did all the tests today. We did all the updates. We did everything.
I feel like we're missing something.
We have to be. We were done by 4 o'clock.
It doesn't make sense.
It's going to be a great scallop season for those of you that are going to be getting out of the water this weekend. Lots of scallops, a lot of big scallops. A lot of big scallops already. So we're kind of, not going to lie, we're questioning the second part of scallop season.
Are these this year's scallops or are they last year's?
So we're going to we're going to dig into the science of scallops throughout this season because they are very, what you used the word, unpredictable.
Yeah.
Unpredictable. So we're going to see how that rolls. But as of right now, you get out this weekend playing anywhere from 3 feet to 7 feet of water, pretty much due west of Ozello. Plenty of scallops, plenty of scallops. I've heard good reports of down in Hernando also. Steenahatchee, obviously, but up Steenahatchee, a lot of small scallops.
Yeah, it's almost like the waves are working their way south. So hopefully,
we'll see what happens towards the second part. Now, Billy, I want to jump straight into the show.
Done.
I'd say let's skip the airboat fishing report. We've got a big show tonight.
Want to go see who's on the couch tonight?
I want to see the brand new sponsor.
I'm on the couch tonight.
The brand new sponsor, not John's ugly mug.
Well, fine, I'll just leave.
Sponsor of the casting couch. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Bonnie Party. That. All right, I'm having a hard time with the last name. Vlasic, right?
Well, you know, I've been married 34 years. I still can't pronounce it either. But it is actually Vlasic.
Vlasic.
Yes.
Like the pickle.
Like the pickle. Except I don't get royalties.
Now, Miss Bonnie is a huge member of our community, like we were talking about earlier during the pregame show. That's what we like to surround ourselves by.
Absolutely. Greatest people of the county to help keep the county rolling.
That's it. She's involved in the fishing industry and the veteran community. That's why we thought that John would be a perfect person to interview her on the casting couch tonight and talk about her big tournament. So, John, we're going to turn it over to you, my friend. Bonnie, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So Gary says you have a big tournament coming up that I didn't know anything about.
Oh.
Surprise.
So, not like he tells me very much to begin with, but can you tell us a little bit about this tournament?
Yeah, so this is our 4th annual. It will be our 4th annual in November, November 6th and November 7th. It is Fishing for Freedom. So if you go on Facebook and you just look up Fishing for Freedom, and you can follow it, you can like it, share it. It is very big, actually. So we are still in the process of finding another venue because last year we outgrew it, which is great.
How many boats did you have last year?
So we actually do it by angler. So it's not by boat number, it's by angler. Every angler has a fair shot. You can do it by boat, by land, and by bridge. You know, you don't have to have a boat, kayak. And when you hop on to Facebook, you'll see all those details. And 100% of the proceeds go to our veterans and our first responders. If you've not been to Ocala, the Marion County Veterans Park.
Okay.
Don't know if you've all ever been there or not. If you haven't, please go check it out. It is a beautiful park. And then for our first responders, we have the Marion County Benevolent Society, and they do so much for the community. Y'all might know down in Homosassa, they always have their annual tournament as well. So I always sponsor their tournament and help them out there. And it's a great tournament. We had over 200 people.
Wow.
That's why we outgrew our
That is a very large tournament.
Yeah. Now, not 200 anglers. I don't want to, misspeak, but our venue, because we have spouses, we have veterans, we have all kinds of people. And if you don't fish or don't want to fish, you can still come to the angler party. And it's $25 a ticket just to come get the food, the raffles. It's a good time.
And is there offshore? Is this just inshore fishing? What's the targeted species?
So we've got redfish, we've got trout, and then we've got the slam that we do. That is all catch and release.
Okay.
So you can have an overslot red, you can have overslot trout, you can have overslot snook because you're not coming to the weigh-in table with those. There is a special keychain.
Okay.
That floats around, and you have your angler number on it.
Your identifier, your fish identifier?
You got to put it on the stick. And my weighmaster, she's a pretty tough cookie, so she'll tell you in a few seconds if you need to release it or not. So you've got that category. And then, of course, you are bringing your legal redfish or legal trout to the table. And we pay out first through third prize. And Captain's Cove usually always gives us the bull bay rod.
Mm-hmm.
And we get a trophy, $1,000 so far for first place each category. That'll grow as we get more anglers.
You said this is November 6th and 7th? So it's a 2-day tournament, or the captain's meeting's on the 6th and tournament's on the 7th?
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yes. And we like to call it the Angler's Party because every angler can come and a little bit different than most tournaments. Because I've had a lot of people, a lot of spouses, a lot of people who do the $25 meal ticket only. They're like, well, we're not a captain. Do we still come? Yes. So it's an angler party, and we have a good time.
And it goes right back to the community. So
Yes.
you can't beat that.
Yes.
Now, if somebody's not on Facebook, how would they go ahead and try to enter this tournament? Just give your office a call, or?
Absolutely.
And what's that number?
352-484-0905.
Let me see if I have any questions. No?
So if anybody knows of a venue, we're definitely looking. I do have a couple leads that I'm going to call next week. Be honest with you, I'm a little behind on the ball this year, but we are getting it all together. It's still going to go without a hitch. Couple delays. Like I said, we've got a venue. We're looking for food. We're looking for all those things.
Nice.
Weigh-in is at Captain's Cove. Some of the rules, which of course we'll go over in depth, that Friday night at the Anglers, but it's also on the Facebook page. Some of those details are already on there. And we're looking forward to it. I had a little bit of a panic attack last year at the venue. Pretty funny story. We have a local school, and I'm not gonna spoil it, but if you were at the tournament last year, I know quite a few of you were. We had the Crystal River High School band come in and do our national anthem.
Oh, cool.
Oh, that's cool.
Phenomenal.
That's awesome.
The video is on Facebook, so if you weren't there, you can go on there and find it. And Mr. Ramsey is the band leader over there, and he actually taught my daughter, who's now 21, so she was in the band, know him very well. The last few years, he wasn't able to come do the national anthem for us because they had football games. I'm like, well, football versus, fishing. Come on.
Where's the priorities at?
And so we finally got him to come this year. And I said, it's that Friday night. You got to be here at this time. He's like, yeah, sure, absolutely. And, we'll feed the band. They can have fun. And, I'm thinking it was my fault because I didn't specify. And I'm thinking, well, we'll have a couple band members there. Got a little stage, all that good thing. And so I don't know. It was probably about a week before, and I'm like, just want to get a head count. How many's coming? So we know about the food because when you do an event, you've got to have food in advance. You got to have head count. And so he's like, yep, the whole band. I'm like, great. How many is that? And he's like 80. I'm like, okay. But it worked out great. And like I said, if you go on that Facebook page, Fishing for
Which is
Freedom,
already in the link in the comment section.
awesome. Perfect. Thank you.
And the website, the MarionVetPark.com, FFS, is already on the comment section.
Yep.
I think your daughter Zoe's all over it right now.
Oh,
She's
sweet.
like
See, she's on it.
big time in the comments. So, thank you, Zoe, for doing that. And then if you have any more questions, just give Bonnie a call. And maybe if you sweet talk Gary afterwards, he might be able to throw into some of those prize sections.
We'll figure it out. I've already got a bunch of ideas rolling off my little brain right now.
Yeah, I mean, it is amazing, the fishing community, all the way from Yankeetown all the way through here. I've got so many sponsors and fishing captains. They take out veterans for us if they don't have means. And by the way, you don't, if you're a veteran, you can still fish. It's not, and if you're not a veteran or a first responder, you still fish. It's for everybody. It's just the proceeds go there. And veterans, they get a discount on entry fees. First responders, they get discounts. So we take care of them.
Love it.
Absolutely.
Good deal. Now, besides doing all these incredible things for the community and the veterans, auto insurance, boat insurance, what other types of insurances does your office cover?
So we do auto, home, boat, life, business, med supplement plans. We do, it's like a health supplement plan. So if you go to the hospital, I'll give you money. If you go to the ER, I'll give you money. So all kinds of good things. Really the biggest thing is we have a big hot auto and home discount when you bundle. Some areas I can't do. It depends on where you're at. So, and of course, boat insurance. That's very important.
Mm-hmm.
I know personally, using Miss Bonnie and State Farm, we've saved over $200 a month.
It's a lot of savings
with our personal insurance. I mean, that's life insurance, auto insurance, but $200 a month.
That's pretty awesome.
I mean, that's incredible.
That's an extra day of fishing.
Half a day these times.
Miss Bonnie, thank you so much again for being a part of the Fish Talk Live community, the fishing community here in Citrus County and Marion County. You're very well respected. Our friends over there at Captain's Cove speaks extremely high of you and your team. So really excited to have you. And like I said, I've got some ideas rolling for the tournament, the big tournament. So we're excited.
Thank you all very much.
All right. So that is our brand new casting couch sponsor. Super excited to have part of our team here. And really excited for this tournament, Billy.
Absolutely.
I think it's been a while since you and I fished a tournament together.
It's been a hot minute.
I think that's going to be our next tournament.
Yeah. Just don't get mad when I don't fish you again.
I'm just there to run the trolling motor. All right. We're going to go to a commercial break. And when we come back, we've got Andy Strelchek from NOAA Fisheries. We're going to be talking about a ongoing fish recovery, fish species recovery, the gag grouper. We're really excited to have him on the show tonight. So stay tuned.
The grouper saga.
The grouper saga continues. All right, everybody, we are back with Fish Talk Live. Now, our next guest, Billy, is from NOAA Fisheries, Andy Strelchek. This is a man we've had on the show several times.
Yep. Every grouper season.
Every grouper season, it has. And what I admire about him the most is, when this whole grouper saga, the gag grouper saga, took over a few years ago, and people thought we were going to lose, being able to catch or harvest gag grouper. He was there to give us the science. He was there to talk about the reasons why. And finally, we get to hear why we're getting everything back.
Yep.
And
Little by little on where the progress has been made.
yeah, I mean, we've seen it personally. There's gag grouper, but we're really excited. Gag grouper everywhere, no matter what rock pile you go to. But what I'm really excited to hear is the science behind that. You know, what if what we're seeing matches their data and everything. So without further ado, yes.
Yes.
Got me.
Oh, Billy's mic is now on. All right, without further ado, Andy Strelchek from NOAA Fisheries, ladies and gentlemen. Andy,
hey guys, thanks for having me back. Doing great.
Thank you for coming back. We
Glad to be
appreciate it. I'm glad Dylan Hubbard wasn't too mean on the last one.
Always enjoy working with Dylan.
He's good people. He's very good people. Andy, you know, again, thank you for coming. Thank you for talking with the average Joe fisherman out here in Ozello, Florida, and all over the Nature Coast. You know, what you and your team has done, you know, we've seen the progress from it, but we want to hear about the progress. We want to hear the data, the numbers. We've been taking questions from anglers at the marina. We've been doing some Q&As with them. We've got a list of 10 questions that people have asked specifically for your answers on. But first, before we get into that, you know, we've seen this progress. We've seen the numbers increasing in our area.
Yeah.
But it's a statewide data that you go off of. It's not just regional specific, correct? So it's all Gulf Coast. So our numbers, this is my personal question. Our numbers are from our area. Are they matching other areas with the increase? And is that why we got a longer season this year?
We do collect data statewide from the panhandle of Florida all the way down to the Florida Keys. And there's surveys that happen near shore all the way to deeper waters and offshore. I can't speak to like what we're seeing in terms of like abundance in your area relative to other areas. But the main reason you're seeing increases this year is we've been under a rebuilding plan. That's a federal requirement when a stock is overfished or depleted. And when we rebuild a fishery, we start with low catch levels, and as the stock starts to recover, we increase those catch levels. And so you're seeing the benefit of a longer season this year because the stock is recovering like we expected under the rebuilding plan, and the quotas are increasing. And so this year's quota is, I think, about 170,000 pounds higher than last year's quota, which allows us then to extend the season by an extra 2 weeks.
Good deal.
That's awesome.
That's great. So I'm going to go ahead and go to the first question here. I do like this one a lot. 10 years ago, many people thought gag grouper were disappearing. What does the science show today, and how successful has the recovery actually been?
Yeah, and so first, you mentioned it out of the gate, right? We're hearing anecdotal reports. We're having fishermen see the progress on the water. We actually are in the midst of a stock assessment right now. So the rebuilding plan that I just spoke of began in 2023. It's only been a few years, obviously, since that started. But we're looking forward to obviously seeing what the science tells us with regard to this recovery. And hopefully those observations that everyone's seeing on the water are going to match the science and show that this stock is rebuilding. We conduct a lot of surveys offshore, like I mentioned, that allow us to track trends in abundance. And what we're not seeing quite yet, but it's not unexpected, is the population increasing markedly in abundance offshore in the deeper water. And keep in mind that gag's interesting life history for a species. It stays inshore when it's younger and moves offshore as it gets older. And so we do expect those fish that are growing up in nearshore waters, age 3 or 4, to start transitioning to those offshore deeper waters and showing up in our surveys to help populate that deeper water population of gag grouper.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Number 2, a lot of anglers say they're seeing more gag grouper than they have in years. Does the data pretty much answer this, but does the data back up what fishermen are seeing on the water?
Yeah, as I said, we're kind of in the midst of all the science and information that's going into that stock assessment. So I can't speak to exactly how, but we should have those results sometime early next year, mid next year, that'll be able to tell us how the rebuilding plan's doing, how that population's responding. Anytime we get new science, it allows us to adjust the management, and hopefully we're on track with the rebuilding plan, making good progress, or potentially ahead of schedule that allows for increased fishing opportunities.
Awesome, because I mean, it definitely, like, coming out here fishing our area, it definitely seems like things are looking great.
Yeah.
As far as number wise, I mean, there's been times him and I have gone out fishing, specifically going for mangrove snapper. You can't get away from the gag grouper, which is always a wonderful thing.
It is.
I mean, 2 years ago it was, do you think we can find a grouper here?
Yeah.
It's almost become not a nuisance. They're always great to catch, but it's like there's just a bunch of them.
And that's one of the challenges we face when we rebuild these fisheries, right? Is that you cut back on fishing mortality, right? You take the pressure off of those fish and you see the response, and they can respond very quickly and start the recovery process, like you were mentioning earlier. But then you're encountering them at a much higher rates, and our science then needs to keep up with what's happening on the water.
I can't imagine your all's job is easy because look at shark. You have one side that says, oh, there's too many shark. They're eating all the gag grouper when we reel them up. But then, you do something about it and help regulate it. Then all of a sudden you got another side that says there's no shark left.
Yeah.
So I applaud you. I applaud
fishery science is really complicated. It's hard to count fish when you can't see them. So we have a lot of great techniques to do that.
Andy, in your opinion, what were the biggest factors that helped gag grouper rebound? I mean, there's a lot of different variables there, but what do you think was the the biggest factor for that?
Yeah, I would say primarily from a regulatory standpoint, it's been reducing the catch levels and limiting the harvest. Obviously, that's come at a price with much shorter fishing seasons. But by reducing that fishing mortality on the stock, that helps obviously for those fish to recover as part of the rebuilding plan. And then, red tide can have a pretty major effect on these nearshore, inshore species. And we've been dealing with some very favorable red tide conditions, at least in recent years, which is helping, I think, as well for the stock to rebound.
On the same subject, I can't remember if we've asked this in a previous show or not, but might as well ask it now. So, how the regulations read is it's 2 per angler. Is there a possibility of it could going like 2 per boat per day? Like some of our other species of fish. I mean, is that
or 3 per person?
Or 3? But what I'm saying, basically, what would stop me, like with lobster? What would stop me from with lobster? I can't go get my limit, come back, and then go get it again. Could that be a possibility to doing that for grouper as well?
Yeah, so we work with the Gulf Fishery Management Council. They provide recommendations to my agency, the Fishery Service, and then we review those fishery management plans, their recommendations, and if we approve them, we implement them into law. So the Gulf Council is essentially a public process. It's an opportunity for anglers and stakeholders to suggest ideas on how we manage our fishery. And we have talked about, gag bag limits over the years and whether it should be 2 fish or 1 fish. I don't recall ever talking about like a vessel limit. And certainly with stocks, if they're recovering and we can allow for additional fish to be caught, like the 3 fish bag limit you mentioned, that's certainly something the council could consider. The main things that we weigh, obviously, with any sort of change in the bag limit or vessel limit is what does that mean then in terms of access to the fishery? Will it reduce the number of days you're allowed to fish? Will it increase the number of days? And by how much? And is it worth, making those regulatory changes versus, maybe having a little better fishing experience and be able to retain, a few more fish, but have a few less fishing days?
Absolutely.
Makes sense, yeah.
All right. Let's see. All right. Now that the population is improving, what would have to happen for anglers to see a longer season or even a higher bag limit in the future?
Yeah, and so that's in part happening right now. So if you recall a couple of years ago when I was on your show, we had a overage of the catch limit, and we have very strict regulations in place that we have to pay back that overage pound for pound. That helped. That led to shortening the season in the last couple of years. So this is the first year where we haven't had that overage of the quota, which is great news. And then under a rebuilding plan and the stock increase, we're increasing the catch limits. And so as those catch limits go up, and if we can continue to prevent quota overages from occurring, the seasons will be projected to get longer over time.
Nice.
So you're saying be patient and be responsible.
Yep.
All right. How does NOAA actually estimate the number of gag grouper in the Gulf? Can you explain the science in a way that Billy can understand?
Yeah, good luck to me. No, I'm kidding. So stock assessments are essentially our way of estimating the population size and health and status of the population. They are huge. There's a huge amount of data that goes into a stock assessment, and the data includes data from fishermen, anglers like yourselves, right, that go out and harvest those fish. We collect data on, what you've landed, how many fish you caught, the size of fish you caught. If you have dockside samplers, we're also collecting the ear bones out of those fish called otoliths, and that allows us to age the fish and tells us kind of the distribution of the ages within the population. We also have a commercial fishery that obviously reports landings of gag grouper, and we collect all the same types of information we do from the recreational sector. And then we have research surveys, independent surveys, and partnerships. Like we work with the state of Florida to go out and do video camera drops and other types of kind of research type surveys to collect information on the actual kind of catch rates or abundance of the fish in the water. And we were talking about that earlier tonight. We collect that data from gag from Panama City down to the Keys. It's sites where we would expect to catch reef fish, and that gives us an indication then of how frequently is that species being caught, and is there trends over time? And if there's a trend over time where the population might be increasing in abundance, we're going to see catch rates increase. All that gets put together into what's considered a fairly complicated stock assessment model, but it then gives us an indication of how the population's doing, and it tells us whether it's depleted or whether it's overfished or undergoing overfishing. And from that, we can then generate estimates of catch and make changes to management based on the health and status of the population. But in simplistic terms, I think the best way to describe it is when you have a population grouper where the species lives to 15 to 30 years of age, and a lot of the fish are very small and very young, right? Then that's likely an indication that the stock is undergoing overfishing, too many fish are being removed, and that the stock is going to be depleted because those older, larger fish tend to be the ones that produce the most eggs and provide the most biomass to the population. But there's a lot of people that are smarter than me that do all this work, and there's a lot of data and input that goes into this process, including a lot of input for fish anglers.
So I have a question.
Yes, go ahead.
So is it possible that maybe in the future we could see size limits like we do in snook, where your size limits are 28 to 32? Is it possible to see, gags have that kind of same size limit to help preserve those older adult fish, those breeders, to increase the numbers in the future?
Yeah, a slot limit could work, I would say, when you're catching gag in shallower water, because they're not going to experience barotrauma. But certainly if you're reeling up a gag from 200 feet of water, the concern would be that putting a slot limit, you catch a fish over that slot limit, and then the chance of survival for that fish being released is going to be low. So that fish will die regardless of the fact that you had a slot limit and you had to release it. So
Gotcha.
we
That
take that into consideration. We have, a lot of studies that look at release mortality and determined that release mortality obviously increases with depth. And so for species like gag or, fish that live in deeper water, slot limits typically aren't recommended for management.
And a follow-up question, has there ever been a thought of creating different regions that are managed separately for gags? We're seeing a ton of gags here. Maybe it's different in the Keys or in the Panhandle. Is it possible that they could split up the Gulf Coast region into separate entities?
Yeah, Florida had a separate season north of your area for a number of years in state waters. And I know that there's interest by the state of Florida in considering separate regions. It's a single population. And so we'd have to just be thoughtful and careful in terms of how we set catch levels and what seasons we allow in different areas. But it's certainly something that's possible. The challenge often is it stretches the data based on just limits on how much data you can collect in a specific geographic area. And so the smaller the area, the harder it would be to manage based on the data you're able to collect for that area.
Gotcha.
That can make sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
See where that would become a headache.
Yeah. Andy, how much influence does a recreational fisherman, somebody that's watching the show, one of us, actually have on the data? Now, you were talking earlier about the cheekbones, and we have a guy here from FWC. His name's Gabe. He comes through the marina quite a bit, and he's real active with that. Obviously, we all work well with them. We enjoy their presence here. We know that's one of the resources. Is there anything else that you can point the viewers to that can get active to help with the research and the data?
Yeah, so that's a great example. I'm glad you have a good working relationship with the dockside sample in your area. Certainly any data that you can provide people that are collecting information, that's always a good thing for fisheries science and management. We have a great partnership with all of the states in the Gulf and work with them closely, obviously, to collect data. We do cooperative research studies as well. Oftentimes, our own researchers are trying to partner with academics and anglers to obviously address specific research questions. And so we're in need of people to contribute to those research studies. But I think the most important thing, and maybe a little bit of a misnomer, is with my role, I sit on a fishery management council, and we make very tough, difficult regulatory decisions, often that are maybe not popular, but the process is very transparent. It's very open to the public. You have, as an angler, a voice to be able to come and contribute ideas and input to that process. I think a lot of people feel like, our voices aren't heard, but the reality is it's, a process that usually takes us a year or more to develop some of these recommendations and regulations at the council table. And there is many opportunities for public input and comment. For those that can't travel to the meetings, you can participate virtually in providing public input. And then you can get involved with the council's an advisory panel member, and then you're directly contributing to the recommendations that are coming right before the Fishery Management Council. So to me, that's where the influence comes in, is, being able to share, obviously, your experience and contribute to the ideas in terms of how we can shape regulations.
Well, like we've said in the past, we're real appreciative of you guys, coming on to a little show like this, explaining the knowledge behind it. We've had great conversations. It's obvious you guys listen, but it's obvious you guys put in the work too. I mean, like you said earlier, I don't believe it, but you said there's people smarter than you doing the data. It's someone's got to do the job, and you guys do, and we do appreciate it. So besides gag grouper, what other Gulf fish species are showing encouraging signs of recovery? And what still needs the most attention?
Yeah, so we're seeing a lot of success with our South Florida snappers. So lane snapper, mutton snapper, yellowtail snapper have all gone through recent stock assessments, and all of them are indicating the stocks are healthy and increasing in abundance. So that's really encouraging. They're expanding their geographic range and habitat. We had a recent favorable red grouper assessment as well for the Gulf, and we're working on implementing higher catch levels, and that is equating to a longer recreational season and higher quotas for the commercial fishery. In terms of where it needs the most work, I think greater amberjack is one of those species that's really just baffled us for the last 20 years. It's been under, 4 or 5 different rebuilding plans and just hasn't seemed to respond much to management. And so, really confused as to kind of what's going on there and what's happening with that population. And then king mackerel is another one where we're actually starting to learn some new information about the migratory patterns. It seems like maybe they're bouncing back a little bit more recently, but for a number of years we saw a decline in king mackerel in the Gulf.
What about cobia? Do you guys have anything to do with the management on cobia?
We do, and it's not a well-studied species for us. It's had some assessments, and kind of like king mackerel, it's been struggling, I would say, in recent years in terms of population abundance. But I can't say that we've had any kind of recent research or science to support, what I just said. That's more just anecdotal observations and accounts from fishermen that used to more heavily target cobia, but not nearly as abundant as it used to be.
Yeah, because we've seen, mixed reports on it. I definitely not like I remember 5 years ago, 6 years ago.
Yeah, didn't even find any on the airboat this year.
Yeah.
Usually we find them pushing into the flats, but we did have a lot of east winds, and I know that does play an effect for us seeing them in the very shallow waters. West winds definitely help kind of shove the fish in, but we had some strong east winds this past few months.
Maybe it's those pesky tarpon. Saw more tarpon this year than anything. When's the bag limit on tarpon going to increase? All right. So last question for you, Andy, and then we'll kind of go freestyle. John, is there any questions?
I've already been asking them.
Okay. All right. So when you go fishing, Andy, the other guys that do all this really cool science stuff behind NOAA Fisheries, do you guys go out there with the science mentality, or do you go out there just to fish?
A little bit of both. So I'll tell you a story. So I went with the science director and a few other key fishery managers not too long ago. And we, of course, were very interested in kind of keeping track of not only the number of fish we were catching, but the fish we were releasing, how many, so that we could get back at the end of the day and kind of compare it to what we see in the science, right? So we had days like that. And then there's days where I want to go fishing, but I don't want to catch a single species that I'm responsible for managing. And I'm very happy with that.
We're going largemouth bass fish.
What is your favorite species to target?
Anything I don't manage at this point.
So Billy's favorite, sail catch. Yeah, I could see that.
No, I'm a pretty indiscriminate fisherman, so I go for what's biting, but also just for the enjoyment and relaxation of the day. So if I'm inshore, I like to fish for redfish. Offshore, probably the biggest thing that's kind of most gratifying is, I started my career 25, 30 years ago working on red snapper. And so to see the recovery of red snapper over time and be able to reel in a red snapper today versus what I remember seeing early in my career, it's a pretty substantial difference.
That's awesome. Cool. That's really cool.
Nice to see the work actually produce.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's pretty cool.
Absolutely.
Well, it's after following the gag saga, like we call it here, it's the same thing. To go out there and see the catch quality, the quantity. everything's increasing, and we recognize that what you guys have put in behind that. So thank you again for everything, Andy. Is there anything else, any projects, anything that you guys want to or that you want to speak on that any of the recreational fishermen can help with, or keep an eye on?
Always like to put a plug in for our marine resource education program. So if any of your listeners want to learn more about federal fisheries management, we offer a course both for the science and the management. This year, we're actually shifting it from being hosted down in St. Petersburg to Charleston, South Carolina. But we have people, you can sign up for it. And if you're selected, we put you up in a hotel and you get a crash course in fisheries management for essentially 5 days, an entire week. So you have to have the time to obviously participate, but it's really extremely rewarding for those that provide and treatment program, but also to obviously those that participate in the program.
That's
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Sounds like a good time.
And we can share more information afterward with you to pass along.
Yeah, if you could, that'd be great. We'll. I know quite a few people that would love that opportunity, so please do, and that'd be great. Well, Andy, thank you very much for being on Fish Talk Live once again. Thank you for everything you guys have done, you and your team. It's
always a pleasure getting to talk to you guys.
It is absolutely. So, Andy, thank you, and hopefully next year when we talk, it's 15 grouper per person because the numbers are so good.
I look forward to that conversation.
What was last year's quota, and how close were we to it as far as recreational?
Good question.
So I know you said this year was increased by like.
Good thing I wrote down some notes because I would have forgotten that. So we had a quota of 230,000 pounds for the recreational sector last year, and we landed a little over 220,000 pounds. So we came very close, but we were under. And this year's catch level is almost 400,000 pounds.
Too cool.
Awesome.
That's a big jump. Too cool.
I'll be curious to see what happens, because the further we get, we talked about this last year, the further that we get into fall, obviously the more catch rates are going to go up.
Especially for our area.
Yeah, I guess that's our area specific, but so I am curious to see what happens with that. But,
so out of the 400,000 pounds roughly, what numbers would you like to see? I mean, obviously under, but for a progression for a longer season per se, like to stay within 20,000 of that max, or?
So we actually have a buffer, but that we implemented just to allow for some uncertainty in the catch. And so we can go over the 400,000 without having to pay back an overage. But obviously, the closer we stay to that 400,000, the better. If we stay, we don't have a payback next year, we'd be looking at another 90,000, 100,000 pounds being added to the quota, which obviously provides additional fishing opportunities.
Awesome.
Love to hear that.
Absolutely. So that's our battle plan here is weather.
Yeah.
Longer the season, the better chances for a great day. 2 weeks and you have 10 of those days windy.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's what happens in September and October, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know our local sheriff's department was not happy with the shorter season last year because they were out chasing boats, Carolina skiffs, and 6-foot swells.
Sending it.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Well, Andy, thank you again. Noah Fisheries, thank you. Big shout out to Sean, Noah Fisheries. You guys been amazing to work with. So, Andy, looking forward to having you on the next one, but more so looking forward to just getting out and go fishing with you one of these days.
Or scalloping.
That's right.
Sounds good, guys. Look forward to the scallop report. Thanks again. Appreciate being on the show.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Again, that was Andy Strelchek from Noah Fisheries.
It's pretty cool getting to hear the behind the scenes of how all of that goes together, because that's beyond my little brain.
It is. It was one of those things that I feel like we got really intrigued in a few years ago. I think it was more so for the controversy.
Oh yeah, because there was a lot of controversy between it.
we heard both sides. We kind of came in a little firing. Dylan Hubbard's always had great, opinions on both sides of it too.
I mean, he fishes for a living, so
yeah.
But he also wants great fishery to fish.
That's it. But cool. I hope that answered a lot of questions for y'all on the gag grouper fishery. And Billy, I'm ready to see.
I want to see fish.
Yeah, I want to see some fish. So let's hit a commercial break. When we come back, we're going to do the Extreme Decalz Catch of the Week.
Here in Florida, every name tells a story. Just saying Ian, Nicole, or Michael brings about strong memories. But then there's Adam.
How are you? Better not see you.
And Gary.
Hey.
Together, their teams helped rescue over 3,500 people. And Vicky, she used her food truck to feed the community.
Thank you so much, guys.
And Andy, he flew medical aid to devastated communities. But then there's Shane, Clyde, and Robert. Together, they have more than 60 years of storm experience. They stand with an FPL team of thousands, ready to respond. So as the next storm approaches, just know we're prepared. Here in Florida, every name tells a story, and every name is important. Because together, we can weather any storm.
Behind the boat, and I was like, see if they're here.
Right.
And it was like,
Oh, gotta love it. Gotta love it.
All right, we are back. Thank you, Brianna.
Catch a scoff guard all the time.
All right, so we're back. We're going to go over to the Extreme Decalz Catch of the Week to see what was caught in the past.
What
2
y'all
weeks.
got?
Let's see it.
See what's in the cooler.
There we go. There's a Dunning with a nice redfish.
Didn't want to show the background, huh?
Yeah, did he edit it? Or
Right?
did he?
Can't quite tell how that photo goes, but it was a secret spot.
Something like
Oh, I bet that took a
man.
minute to catch.
That's a nice log.
That's probably one of my favorite ones anybody's posted yet. Appreciate that. Nice little cobia.
Nice cobia.
Hey, there's our sponsor right there with the. That's your PB
Beautiful red.
redfish.
How big was it? That's a solid fish.
So that was 33.
go.
Nice.
And funny story behind that, y'all are probably there. That was the Florida Redfish series.
Of course,
And
it
I'm
was.
so excited to
That's
get that fish.
awesome.
Yeah.
Love the blue on the tip of that tail.
I tell you what, I love catching overslot fish, except during the
Yeah.
Florida
Exactly.
series.
Right.
Yeah, bring a tear to the eye. Nice snook. Absolutely.
Yes. Personal best, that was 29 on Mario's boat.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Captain Mario. And there's the black drone. That's a silver drone, though.
Good day at fishing.
James.
That one looks like an
Yeah,
overslot
it
too.
is. You can tell by the girth of its tail. Jessica. Nice mess load of fish there.
What's for dinner?
Yep.
That's a cool picture.
Tell you what, they can capture some nice photos.
They do. That they do. And fish. Capture some nice fish.
Hey, my man Jimbo. Dude, he was so pumped about that mangrove. I tell you what, he's just one of the coolest kids on earth.
He's
He
a great
really,
little
truly
kid.
is.
Great little kid.
And then you speak to him and you feel like you're speaking to a grown man.
Yeah.
So well spoken. It's a weird looking ladyfish.
Eating the porpoise, huh?
Blue water.
Nice snapper.
Is that Jimmy? Look at there. He does know how to fish. Or he's holding up someone else's fish.
Pulling a Jacob.
Another Covey with the Twisted Tea in the background.
At least it was a calm day for that ride.
Yeah,
Right?
For real. Good deal. So that was the Extreme Decalz catch of the week. So what we're going to do tonight for our giveaway.
Yep.
All right. So we're going to ask a question. All right. First 6 people to answer it correctly is going to get added on to the Extreme Decalz Reel of Fortune. We're going to be giving away a brand new beer that you guys are seeing first, actually. Fish Talk Light.
There it is.
That's right. We have our own beer now. It's the perfect mixture of our favorite beers together, made by Marker 48 Brewery. They nailed it too. First shot. First shot. They said, here's the sample. We said, label it. That was beautiful. So we're going to be giving away a 4-pack of Fish Talk Light. We're going to be giving away from some Miss Bonnie State Farm koozies over there. She's brought a whole basket.
She got a whole basket of goodies.
Oh, you guys are going to get some good giveaway stuff tonight. So the first 6 people to answer this question correctly. All right. We talked about a tournament earlier.
Yes.
I don't know if y'all remember that or not. This is the Fishing for Freedom tournament. What is the date of the tournament? Not the captain's party.
That's it. Just the fishing aspect.
What was that? Anglers, not the Anglers party, but the actual tournament itself. First 6 people to answer that correctly is going to get added on to the Reel of Fortune. What is the date of the Freedom for Fishing tournament? Hosted by our very own Miss Bonnie from State Farm. Now, do you all fish the tournament?
So Doug does. Doug, the big Doug, little Doug. Zoe is my weighmaster.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
Yeah. So
All right. Hope y'all are looking it up on Facebook right now. Or
just already know it.
Yeah. Nobody yet? It's the date.
And I even refreshed the screen, so
All right. It's in November. Boop, 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 boop. Let me see that 4-pack, Billy. Oh, actually, let me see one of those scallop sorters, too. Just a reminder for anyone that's going out scalloping, this was an initiative that we helped with CCA of Florida about 3 years ago now, right? It's our
Yeah.
3rd year of
I
doing
think
it.
it was 3 years. Yep.
So University of Florida started this, but we worked with CCA of Florida to really help promote this item. They're free. You can get them right here at Ozella Keys Marina. Stop by, pick them up. They're scallop sorters.
Yeah. If it fits through it, send it back. And that just helps produce more eggs for the future stock. Those little ones just don't quite yield the meat that you want anyways.
But if you stop here, you scan that QR code right there. It's going to give you a full video of the science behind it that we got to help be a part of. But I really feel like this has helped our seasons the past 2 years now.
It does seem that way. Seem that way. That was the worst day of filming I've ever done. I was gonna say, doing that was the worst day of filming we've ever.
That
had.
was awful. Yeah, I thought you, Brian, and I were gonna fist fight that night.
Or camp here, one of the two, till we got it right.
I got 3.
Got 3. All right. So it's in November. Lucky sevens. Lucky sevens in November.
So that'd be 14 or 28.
Or 7 or 21. Can't be 35, I can tell you that. All right. We got some stuff to give away, including the Fish Talk Light made by Marker 48, a 4-pack of it. So, John, if you just want to pick some 4, put 2 random ones down there. You guys don't pay attention. It's November 7th. November 7th, the Fishing for Freedom.
Put my name on there if you'd like.
Now, the venue you're looking for was for the Anglers Party, right?
correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Got another idea for that one.
Okay. All ears.
All right, I got 6.
Got 6?
Yeah,
All
4
right.
and 2 randoms.
Love it. All right, who's the first one?
Jason Stanley.
Plumbing by Powers and Bubba.
Jessica Honovic,
Extreme Decalz, Power Pole Move.
Kyle B,
Wheeler Construction and Florida Redfish Series.
John M,
Power Pole and Seakeeper.
and Bonnie.
Ozello Keys Marina and Submerged. We need to get Miss Bonnie's logo up here. Just realized
I
that.
would do.
Miss Bonnie, you got to come spin this thing
All
now.
right.
Come on.
I'm gonna turn my mic on.
Redfish and Power
Well,
Pole.
I'll be turning the camera off. Not
I
the
could
mic.
use a 4-pack of beer.
The good thing is that you don't have to worry about hitting your head on these cameras.
That's true. I am sure very, very challenged. All right.
All right,
I
treat
need
it like the price is right.
Yeah, I need you to spin it like hell, though.
This or this?
This one right here, you're going to go straight down with it.
Okay.
It's
On the
not
right
going to
camera,
break,
Bree?
I promise.
Okay. Ready?
Yep. Oh, that's a good one.
Oh, not me.
Marker
Marker
48.
Jason Stanley.
Jason Stanley, congratulations. All right, Jason, you just won yourself a 4-pack of Fish Talk Light and some, I mean, there's all kinds of cool stuff in that basket over there. So I'm going to pick out the stuff that I want and then give you the rest. Miss Bonnie, thank you
Yes.
very much for joining Fish
Appreciate
Talk
it.
Live. We really
Yes.
appreciate it. Thank you very much for putting on this awesome tournament that we've got coming on the
I'm
show.
excited.
And yeah, it's like I said, I've got some ideas. We'll talk about them. We'll get them going, and gonna get Billy out there fishing. I'm excited for
Yes.
Nice.
that. I think what we should do, Billy, is we should let Brody captain the boat, guide the boat.
Sounds like a great afternoon.
Yep. Let him bait our hooks and everything.
Yes. Yes.
You think we can get the little boat going by then? November?
Maybe.
I think we can. All right, guys. Thank you very much for watching Fish Talk Live. And we shall see you in 2 weeks.